Top 10 Most Dangerous Countries in the World. Number 10. Mali. Mali has been marked by a history of coups, conflicts, and social unrest, leading to a fragile political situation. All these factors make it one of the most violent countries in the world for travelers. Terrorist organizations such as Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb and the Islamic State in the Greater Sahara have a significant presence in Mali, particularly in the northern and central regions. They have attacked civilians and security forces, resulting in high violence and instability. Number 9. Ukraine. Ukraine, located in Eastern Europe, is a nation caught in a geopolitical tug of war between the East and the West. The ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine, which began in 2014, has increased tensions between Ukraine and Russia. With support from Moscow, pro-Russian separatists have seized control of parts of Ukraine's Donetsk and Luhansk regions, leading to a war that has claimed the lives of thousands of people and displaced millions more. Since then, Ukraine is considered the least safe country in the world for travelers. Number 8. Russia. Russia, the world's largest country, is no stranger to danger. Its foreign policy is often characterized by aggression and power plays. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine, which sparked international condemnation and sanctions against Russia. Russia has also been accused of meddling in foreign elections, including the 2016 US presidential election. These actions have earned Russia a reputation as the most violent country in the world. Domestically, Russia faces several challenges as well. Political dissent is often met with harsh repression, and the government has been accused of human rights abuses. Corruption is rampant, with bribery and embezzlement being significant issues in both the public and private sectors. Number 7. South Sudan. South Sudan became an independent nation on July 9, 2011, after a referendum was held in January. Despite the initial optimism and hopes for a bright future, the country has struggled to maintain stability. Since then, ethnic tensions and political power struggles have exacerbated the situation. President Salva Kiir and his former vice president, Riek Machar, have been at odds since South Sudan's independence. In December 2013, their power struggle escalated into a civil war, displacing millions of people and claiming thousands of lives. Number 6. Libya. Libya is known as one of the most violent countries in the world, having struggled with political instability and civil war since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. It is currently divided between two rival governments, the GNA in the capital city of Tripoli, and the LNA in the eastern city of Tobruk. Both parties signed a ceasefire in 2020, but occasional clashes still happen. The conflict has been fueled by many factors, from the struggle for power to control the country's vast oil reserves. Various armed groups and militias have taken advantage of the power vacuum created by the fall of Gaddafi to control different regions of the country. Number 5. Iraq. Iraq has faced numerous challenges over the years due to war and conflict, highly being a dangerous country to visit. The remnants of ISIS continue to pose a significant threat to Iraqi forces and civilians, despite being significantly weakened. Suicide bombings, assassinations, and sectarian violence are still prevalent in many parts of the country. The sense of danger is constant for those living and visiting there. The conflict between the central government and the autonomous Kurdish region adds further complexity. It has caused tensions to rise and has resulted in violence, making the situation even more precarious. Number 4. Somalia. Somalia, a country plagued by lawlessness and anarchy for decades, has earned its reputation as one of the most dangerous countries in the world. Ravaged by civil war, famine, and piracy, it is a land where chaos reigns supreme. The militant group Al-Shabaab, an offshoot of the notorious Al-Qaeda, continues to sow terror throughout the nation, launching deadly attacks on both civilians and government forces. The absence of a stable government exacerbates the situation, with competing factions and clans vying for power. Rampant corruption and a lack of basic infrastructure only worsen the living conditions for the average Somali citizen. For those brave enough to venture into this treacherous territory, extreme caution is advised. Number 3. Yemen. Located on the southern tip of the Arabian Peninsula, Yemen is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous countries to visit in the world. The country has been embroiled in a civil war since 2015, with various factions vying for government control. Hence, it resulted in widespread violence, displacement, and a humanitarian crisis that has left millions of people in dire need of aid. In addition, Yemen has seen a surge in criminal activity, including kidnappings and armed robberies, further adding to the danger visitors face. Its crime rate is also the highest level compared to other countries, which is 68.93%. Number 2. Syria. Syria is a country that has been devastated by ongoing conflict, making it one of the most violent countries in the world. Since the outbreak of civil war in 2011, the country has become a hotspot for violence and instability, with numerous armed factions vying for control of territory and resources. The latest catastrophic event to have occurred is the Turkey-Syria earthquake, which struck in February 2023. Sadly, the earthquake resulted in a devastating loss of life, with over 50,000 deaths reported. The disaster also caused significant damage to 116 health facilities, leaving many people without access to crucial medical care. As a result, an estimated 18 million people are in need of urgent humanitarian assistance. A staggering 90% of Syrians were living below the poverty line, while at least 12 million individuals out of a remaining population of approximately 16 million were experiencing food insecurity, as reported by the World Food Programme. Number 1. Afghanistan. According to the Global Peace Index, Afghanistan has long been considered the most dangerous country in the world. The nation's tumultuous history, ongoing conflict, and high levels of violence have earned it this dubious distinction. The most alarming factor is the prevalence of extremist groups in the country. The Taliban, for example, has been waging a brutal insurgency against the Afghan government for over 2 decades. They have been responsible for countless deaths, both of civilians and soldiers. Other groups, such as ISIS and Al-Qaeda, have also established a presence in the country, further adding to the instability. Terrorist attacks often occur at airports and religious sites, particularly during religious festivals like the month of Ramadan.